and welcome everyone. We're here today with some very key figures of the SERA community. We're going to be talking about the celebrations that are going on tonight for the 50th anniversary. So would you like to welcome each of yourselves and tell us a little bit about how you ended up joining SERA?
Shall I start, John?
You start.
Okay. I'm Ian Matheson. I joined SERA not knowing that it existed.
Oh.
Because I joined SERA as a result of going to work for the General Teaching Council for Scotland as their research advisor. And my boss, Tom Hamilton, said, "You're a research person. I want you to attend SERA on behalf of the GTC." So my first connection with SERA was attending an exec meeting in Edinburgh way back in, I think, about November 2006. So I was a member of the exec before I was a member of SERA. And I represented the GTC until I retired in 2013. Then I became a member of SERA thereafter. Because I'd enjoyed it so much, and because, to be honest, why, I don't know, but the SERA execs seemed to want me to stay on and support them.
So brings back to the other SERA executive.
Hi, I'm John Queen. I've been with SERA now for 37 years. Why did I join? Well, at that time I had done my TipEd, I was doing my MEd, and later I went on to do my PhD in education. So SERA was at that time really the only research education community that there was in Scotland. And during that time, it had some very, very important people who were involved with it. Many of whom, if you look in SER publications, I actually spoke to these people, and I assume many of them are still alive.
We hope.
Well, we hope.
That's incredible. It's a different way of getting involved. Most people that we've spoken to have sort of heard about it either word of mouth or maybe from their supervisors. So it's interesting to see these different ways to get into it as well. It's not just being an academic researcher at uni. So that's quite nice. SERA is full of wonderful memories, as I'm sure we're going to uncover very soon over the evening. But what are some of your fondest memories?
One of my fondest memories was at the SERA conference at University of West of Scotland in Ayr, the first time we went down there, which must be about 10 years ago now. And it's notorious at SERA conferences that Friday afternoon audiences dip.
Yeah.
However, in an attempt to encourage people to stay on, the SERA executive invited Walter Humes to give a keynote address as the very last item on the programme. And we all knew what was coming. So the lecture hall was pretty full. I'm not sure how many people there were there, but there must have been at least 70 or 80 people there to hear Walter. And we knew we were in for two things. We knew we were in for a bit of political controversy, and we knew we were in for a good laugh. And Walter gave us them both with his dissection of government policy on educational research, done in his inimitable style. That's one of my favourite memories of SERA.
I interviewed Walter about it. You know, Walter's very kind of like most memorable stories with SERA was it called Blood on the Carpet. When Walter was given kind of a controversial, at that time considered controversial research. Yeah. So
He's always worth going on to hear.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's one of the favourites at every conference. What about yourself? What's one of your best memories?
SERA has always been a very, very social community. It's always accepted everyone into it, no matter of age and stage. It certainly has evolved over the years to be more ages and more stages, but it always was very, very, very friendly. And I mean, all my memories are of the social interactions at the conferences, and indeed through the years and with the executive. we used to have a ceilidh every year. We enjoyed it, and we had a lot of foreign contributors who liked that too.
Of course.
And there was one year we had a participant who arrived at our ceilidh in quite high shoes
Oh no.
and with some refreshments,
Yeah.
and was spun, I think, out of the dashing white sergeant into a wall.
Oh.
It was a plasterboard wall, and you know these cartoons
Yeah.
where the cat goes straight through the wall. That was it. Left this image on the wall, and of course, we had to make sure that this delegate was okay,
Yeah.
and that she had to go away in the ambulance to the hospital to be checked. And my memory is that she came back and checked out and went home. I think she'd had enough of falling through the plasterboard, but it was. SERA had these very entertaining evenings.
Well, let's not forget the Icelandic choir.
Oh yes, the Icelandic choir.
Was it that?
Oh, yeah, we've had a long history of very close relationships with educational researchers in Iceland.
Yeah.
And every year we get Icelandic delegates, sometimes a dozen or more, to the SERA conferences. And a few years ago, they sprung a surprise on us at the after-conference dinner. And all of a sudden, after the guest speaker had spoken, they said, "We have a surprise for you." And they got up and sang.
Wow.
They had rehearsed a song for us. And they were, I mean, these are not professional singers. They are not a regular choir, but they thoroughly entertained us and were very good. So that was great fun.
That just goes to show the power of the community that everybody's created. You know, people want to give back to the conference as much as they get from it as well. And we should definitely bring back the ceilidh.
Yes, please.
Well, that was done. The only ones I attended that were actually ceilidhs was at the Royal George.
They go back further than that.
But,
Yes, the ceilidhs. That's for the.
I don't think we've had one since
the one-armed fiddler and his pal, the one-armed drummer. Yeah, one night we just did an informal ceilidh. We didn't have a space to have it, so we cleared the bar area.
You can have them anywhere.
But you see, the memories we have of SERA is mostly around the people and the activities, because the research element of it has always been outstanding. Every year that we've had a conference, there have been people who have presented papers and pieces of work that have been absolutely astounding. It's always been run by 4 men and a dog, and the amount of status, the amount of work that SERA has done just with these few people has been absolutely astounding.
How about the Gypsy Caravan?
Oh yes.
This was research being carried on live at a SERA conference by the researcher who invited people in. Instead of coming and presenting in a room, he brought a gypsy. Shepherd's Hut. That's the one. Shepherd's Hut. I thought it was a caravan.
Well, it's a gypsy caravan.
He called it Shepherd's Hut because it's Christian Hansen, right?
That's right.
And I think the first time this was Edinburgh.
Yes,
Edinburgh University.
with a very large dog.
With a very large dog.
Horse.
And he was actually carrying out research by getting people to come to visit him in his shepherd's hut, oblique gypsy caravan, and questioning them about issues in his research actually during the conference. And he did that in Edinburgh, and then he came down to Ayr the following year and did it in Ayr again. But thereafter, I think he'd finished his PhD, and that was that.
He finished without correction.
Sorry?
He finished without correction.
That's right, and he had a very, very unusual PhD. The methodology was quite unique.
Good.
So we're here today talking to you as the Early Career Research Group, and you're both very well established. So do you have any advice for anyone who is in their early stages of their career, or anyone who would wish to join SERA at all?
Get in touch with the Early Career Researcher Network.
That's it. join it. I mean, you have absolutely nothing to lose
No.
by joining SERA. It costs buttons
Yeah.
compared with other associations, and because it's small and because you have access easily to everybody in SERA,
Yeah.
it's a huge support network.
That's really nice.
It can. I don't see how you could ever fail to improve by
No.
connecting with SERA.
You're so
And
right.
particularly getting into the network.
That's right.
Yeah.
There are now 9 networks.
Fantastic.
And if you can't find something out of 9 networks
Yeah.
that you're
struggling.
searching, don't join us or form another network. That's what it
You
is.
can always form your own if there's not something here for you. Everyone's really open to ideas, and everybody is progressive as well, looking for ways to reflect and change on things. So, just to sum up our interview today, or our conversation, should I say, could you maybe describe the SERA network in 3 words? I know it's a lot to ask with all these stories and everything. But
We'll just use one of them, one of mine, contacts.
yeah.
The contacts in SERA, everybody from other early career researchers, other students, masters, PhD, whatever, even undergraduate, never mind that, but also access to experienced academics from not only your own university, but other universities as well. And the chance to visit SERA conferences and meet sometimes people from completely different backgrounds. We have quite a range of people coming in from European countries, we've had people in from Canada, we've had people in from the States, we've had people in from various European countries, from England, so you've got plenty of chance to meet people who come from different backgrounds, but who share some of your experiences. You want to take one now, John?
One of my words.
One of your words.
Well, my first word is friendly,
Yeah.
because that's what SERA is. If you come to SERA, we're friendly.
Yeah.
We're
And
not
I
going to
mean-
put you off. We're not going to put obstacles in your way.
No.
We're just going to treat you as a friend and help you do what you want to do.
Yeah. I remember attending the first SERA conference and I was so nervous, but everybody just talks to you. So you're never left alone. You're never left just wandering about. People are always there and always happy. So, yeah.
My next one would be imaginative, because, well, when I became a member of SERA, these networks didn't exist even in somebody's head, but they do now, and they're expanding rapidly, and they are now contributing to SERA conferences as well. There are new categories of presentation coming in at SERA conferences. There are new types of activity. And when we had COVID, SERA became really imaginative and went online through SERA Connects. So imagination is very much at the forefront for SERA.
Well, my second word was welcoming. And when we ran the conference, when we had the WERA seminar there, it was pointed out to us how welcoming we were, because we made sure that delegates, if they were sitting on their own, we went over and went, "Who are you? Can we help? Oh, what are you doing? We know someone from Canada who's doing the same thing. You come over here and talk to them." And the conference, all the feedback we got was how it'd been so welcoming to everyone across the board. And that's how you get networks established. That's how you get connections made. And the SERA executive worked very hard to make sure there was no one at that conference who was sitting in a corner on their own, not connected. You're back to Ian's word, connected.
Yep, and my third word actually links several of the others together. Words like welcoming, words like contacts, it's support. And so that you can get support from your peers, you can get support from experienced researchers, you can get support from groups of people within SERA. Sometimes it's networked, sometimes it's ad hoc, and sometimes you get the support through attending events that are set up either by one of the networks or indeed by SERA as a whole. So support is there for everyone, and support including feedback when you come and present at SERA conferences. Because every time I've heard people, young researchers, early career researchers, students come and present, they never get hammered by the questions.
No, they
People
don't.
are always trying to entice them on and get them to do something more and explain more about what they're doing. In fact, 2 or 3 times recently, I've been at SERA conferences and gone along to look at the posters. And when I've looked at the posters, and particularly this was true in Edinburgh last year, that I went to one of the posters and I thought, I don't really think I understand what this is about. But luckily, the person who did the poster was there. So I was able to ask that person, what's it about? And they were able to explain it to me. And then I had one question for that person. Why is that a poster and not a presentation in a room with an audience? Because it was that good.